Okay, very good afternoon to all of you. This is Vipul, and as you all know that we are dealing with one of the unit, one of the subject that is discrete maths and graph theory. We are done with 4 units out of 6. 3 units of graph theory, one of the unit of discrete maths. We have just completed first unit under the label that logic and predicates. Is it? वो हमने खत्म किया last session में. Now, from this session, from this moment, we are going to start. We are going to deal with second unit of discrete maths, and the second unit is lattices. Is it? Now, hopefully, my screen will not blink much. Is it? It will be good if one of you will confirm it's audible properly. Is it? I'm audible
Yes, sir.
and screen is properly visible.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me find my. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let me find my pen. There it is. There it is. Yeah, here it is. So nowadays, we guys are also working from home once again due to the COVID situation. Yeah. So let's stick with the topic. This is our second unit out of 6. The level of second unit is lattices. Is it? Now, for the lattices, the topics which we are going to cover in this unit, this topics are, we will start with the relation, different types of relation, symmetric, antisymmetric, reflexive, transitive. All that will be our first discussion, will be there in our first discussion, different types of relation. Now, based on that, we'll move over partial ordered set. POSET, जिसको हम बोलेंगे POSET, partial ordered set. After that, after partial ordered set को हम POSET बोलेंगे, partial ordered set. Then after the partial ordered set, we will move for the next one, that is totally ordered set, जिसका initial हम देंगे TOE set. We'll be knowing this as a TOE set. So POSET, TOE set. After covering POSET and TOE set, the next topic will be Hash diagram. How to draw a Hash diagram for the totally ordered set. That will be the next topic. After that, after Hash diagram, we will be able to move for the lattices. We will be able to move for the lattices and properties of lattices and lattices as an algebraic system. So these are our topics in this unit. This is what we are going to cover. We will start with the relation. For the relation, we will start with the Cartesian product. Cartesian product के लिए we must have, we could with the subsets and power set, all the things. So we'll start a discussion with the power set. Now, if you observe a little bit, then you guys are good with this topic. Is it? You guys are already aware about the relations. बता पाएगा कोई मुझे? What do you mean by a relation? What we mean by a relation? Relation क्या है? पता है किसी को? What is relation? In the 12th syllabus. In your 12th syllabus, you are having one of the chapter like relation and function. Relation and function. याद है किसी को?
Yes, sir. Symmetric, transitive और reflexive वगैरह.
Yes, reflexive, symmetric, transitive, ये सारे types relation के. But मैं क्या पूछ रहा हूँ? What do you mean by relation? पता है कुछ?
Sir, set
What do you
of
mean by
ordered
relation?
pairs.
A set of ordered pairs. कौन बोल रहा है? ऋषभ बोल रहा है?
Sir.
Who's that?
Yes, sir, Rishabh.
Set of ordered pairs. Yes, we may say that, or I can say that subset of Cartesian product. Subset of an Cartesian product will be known as a relation, and relation के काफी कुछ तीन चार पांच अलग अलग types हम discuss करेंगे, and then we will move for the POSAT and TOSAT. Is it? So hardly I will be in need of the discussion. I will be in need of at least 5 to 6 hours for this. Is it? So in next coming 5 to 6 lectures, we are going to cover all these topics. Is it? All these topics. So this is what the outline of this second unit. The second unit is having the label lattices. उसका label है, that is lattices, ठीक है? And these are the topics. So once again, a kind of easy unit, I can say. BMGT पूरा आपके लिए आसानी है. If you guys gonna compare this with the probability and statistic, which was offered in the third sem, difficulty level से ये बहुत ही आसान है, ठीक है? चलिए लेके चलता हूँ. Let's start a discussion with the lattices. So different types of relation. This is our first topic which we are going to cover. But for that, I'm in need of definition of power set. Power set. What do we mean by a power set? Power set किसको बोलते हैं? चलिए. Suppose I'm giving you one of the set. Set A as 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, cardinality of this particular set is 4. Now, what we mean by cardinality of set? Cardinality, or in simpler word, you may say the number of elements that particular set is having. This particular set is having, this particular set A is having 4 elements. So cardinality of this set A is 4, or in other notation, you may write like this. Cardinality of this set is 4. Now, what we mean by the power set of this set? What we mean by the power set of this set? The power set of set A will be denoted as this, P of A. This is the notation for the power set of set A. Power set is once again a set where I'm going to include each and every subset of this set. If I'm going to make a set of all possible subsets of the provided set, if I'm forming a set of all possible subsets of a given set, then this particular set, where I'm going to include all the possible subset of the set A, then that set A, then that new set is known as power set of set A. So power set का simple मतलब क्या है? कि कोई भी set का अगर power set निकालना है, then list out all the possible subset of that particular set and make a new set, form a new set, and that particular new set will be known as a power set. As simple as that, is it? Let me make it little bit simpler for you guys. All these are just kind of revision for you because all of you are comfortable with the set theory. आपने पढ़ा हुआ है, काफी बार पढ़ा हुआ है. Suppose you are having one of the set like this. Set A is having 2 elements X and Y. Now, can you give me all possible subset of this set A? क्या इस set A के जितने भी possible subset है उस सब को मुझे list करना है, तो क्या आप मुझे help करेंगे? I need one of you to unmute yourself. हाँ बोल ऋषभ, तू ही रे मेरे साथ चल.
एक X होगा.
Singleton set X बोलना चाहिए बेटा.
Yes sir. Singleton X, फिर singleton set Y.
Good.
फिर जो पूरा set था वो.
Set itself, is it?
That's it. और null set.
और एक बाकी.
Null
Yes,
set.
correct, null set. So सभी को पता है. दुनिया का कोई भी set ले लो. If you're gonna pick any of the set, then at least 2 subsets are there. A set itself and a null set. Set itself and a null set are the subset of any of the set. Then for this particular set A, I can form 2 singleton sets like this, X and Y. So these are all the possible subset of set A. अब इस set A के लिए और कोई subset आप form नहीं कर पाएंगे, ठीक है ना? This is the list of all possible subset of set A. इस set के सारे possible subset का ये list है. अब इसको उठा के अगर मैं एक set बना दूं ना, इन चारों को पकड़ के, if I'm gonna form a new set like this, where each and every element of this new set is actually the subset of the actual set, then this particular new set will be known as power set of set A. As simple as that. As simple as that. Is it? Now, if you think about the cardinality of this, think about the cardinality of set A. Set A was having two elements, so cardinality of set A is 2. But if you think about the cardinality of power set of set A, observe here, the cardinality of power set of set A is 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 4 elements which is lying in power set of set A. So cardinality of power set of set A is 4. We were having one of the formula to identify the number of elements in the power set of set A. कोई बोल पाएगा मुझे?
2 raised to n.
बता पाएगा? Yes, correct. 2 raised to
n. Number of the elements.
n क्या है बेटा? N क्या है? What
Number
we
of
mean
the
by
elements present in the set.
in the set A? So I think I should write like this: 2 raised to number of set A. Is it? That will be your actual formula. Is it? If you are interested to identify the cardinality of power set of set A, then it will be 2 raised to cardinality of set A. Is it? आप बोलते थे उसको 2 raised to n या फिर 2 raised to m, और फिर आप specify करते थे what is n? N is the cardinality of set A. Is it? So yes, this is the formula, 2 raised to n, but now I'm denoting it right like 2 raised to n, 2 raised to cardinality of set A. Good. So this is what about the power set. Let me give you the actual definition once again on the screen. Just go through it. Just go through it. This is what we had just discussed. And here in the example, I had taken 3 elements in the set A, 1, 2, and 3. And these are the list of all possible subsets of set A. These are the all possible subset of set A, and the new set, which includes each and every subset of set A, is known as a power set. So go through it this. Is it? Give me 1 minute. Hello. ठीक है, चलिए देखता हूँ क्या दिक्कत है। Am I properly audible now, Rishabh, or any other?
Yes, sir.
Properly?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let's move further. So, as per the not last, in the third line, if A has n element, then power set of set A will have 2 raised to n elements. Okay. Now, the next product set, or you can say Cartesian product, is it? But right now, instead of dealing with the Cartesian product, I'm interested in the product set only. Now, what we mean by product set, if I'm multiplying the same set with itself. Before moving for the product set, can you tell me what we mean by the Cartesian product of 2 sets? Suppose I'm giving you set A as 1, 2, 3. Set B as, take your set B as A and B. Now, what will be the A cross B? A Cartesian product B.
The set of all the possible ordered pairs.
Yes, लिखवा पहली order pair.
1, comma A.
Yes, 1, comma A, then after
1,
2, comma A. Okay, yes, stick with 1, comma B, then after
2, comma A.
2 B. Yes, correct.
3A, 3B.
3A, 3B, is it?
Yes, sir.
Correct. So this is what the Cartesian product definition of Cartesian product is. already there in your mind from standard 8, 9, 10th, is it? So now let's define the product set. There's a similar kind of definition with this, similar kind of definition with this. कोई ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं है. We are interested in the product set. Let me erase this. Let me erase this. For any set A, the collection of all possible ordered pair x, y, where x and y both are the elements of A, is called product set of set A, and it is denoted by A cross A. Earlier, we had just defined the Cartesian product of two different sets A and B. Now, if we repeat the same concept, if we deal with the same concept with this single set, that is A and B, sorry, A and A. Not sure I'm properly audible. कोई कंफर्म कर दो एक बार properly. स्क्रीन भी दिख रही है ना ठीक से?
Yes, sir. Right.
Good. So A cross A. Earlier we had just defined A cross B. If A and B both are the different set, then that particular set is known as a Cartesian product. And if both the sets are same, A with A cross A, then that particular set we are going to define as product set. Okay. So in the product set, if my set A is like this, 1, 3, and 4, these are the elements in set A. And if I'm interested in A cross A, then it will look like this: 1, 3, 4 cross 1, 3, 4. And the product set will have 3 into 3, 9 elements, and that elements will be like that: 1 with 1, then after 1 with 3, then after 1 with 4. 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 4. After that, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 4, and similarly 4, 1, 4, 3, 4, 4. Is it? So if you go through the definition, collection of all possible ordered pair x, y, where x and y both are the elements of set A, is called the product set of set A, and it is denoted by A cross A. Very good. Let me give you one of the examples. Yes, here it is. Yes, here it is. Just go through the example. I've taken set A is a 1, 2, and if I'm looking for the product set of A with A, then it is A cross A 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. Is it? Now, we are supposed to talk about a relation. We are supposed to switch over to the relation. Now, what is the relation? Given set A, subset of R cross R. For any set A, the subset R of A cross A is called relation of A. That means any proper subset of the product set will be known as a relation. Will be known as a relation. As simple as that. कोई भी एक प्रोडक्ट सेट ले लीजिए, सेट ए का ए के साथ, बी के बी के साथ, सी का सी के साथ, उस पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट सेट का कोई एक सबसेट निकालिए. आई एम लेबलिंग दैट सबसेट एज आर. That subset is R. Take care about this. This R doesn't mean that I'm not talking about the real number. यहाँ पे real number की बात नहीं है. This is not real number, okay? This R stands for the relation. This R is notation for the relation. A subset R of A cross A is called the relation on set A. Is called relation on set A. For example, so if I'm having one of the set A like this, one A is having 3 element A, B, C, then this is what one of the subset. If I'm talking about A cross A, then in A cross A, I will be having 3 into 3, 9 elements. That 9 elements will be like this: A, B, A, C. Then after B, A, B, 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 C, B, B. Then after C, A, C, B, C, C. This is what this is. Product set of A with A. Product set of A. Now observe this. This particular set R. This particular set R is a subset of this. Is a subset of this. A comma is present over here. Is also there. AB is also present over here. BC is also present over here. So we all know that when we can say that one of the set is subset of other, if all the element of one of the set is present in the second one, then the first set is a subset of second one, is it? So in that way, this R is a subset of A cross A. And as we defined in the first line, any subset of A cross A is known as a relation, is known as a relation. Is it? So this particular R is actually the relation on set A, on this particular set A. Good. Now, here AB, one of the order pair A comma B belongs to R. It means that A is related to B. If you pick any of the ordered pair from this relations, let me pick this one here. A comma A belongs to R. Is it? It is one of the element of that relation. Similarly, AB, this is the ordered pair which belongs to ordered set R, which belongs to relation R. BC belongs to relation R. Now, what does it mean? This ordered pair A comma belongs to R. That means what? A is having relation with this. A is having relation with A. I can denote it as ARA. This A is having relation with B. So I can denote this as ARB. This B is having relation with C. So I can denote it as a BRC. Now, it means that whether I'm writing A comma A or I'm writing ARA, both these are having same meaning. If I'm writing A comma B or I'm denoting as ARB, both these are having same meaning now onwards. Okay, so take care for that. Take care for that. Do we have any question on this? Drop a message on the chat box. All those who are attending this will drop a message on the chat box whether we are good with this up to this or not. Quickly. I'm waiting for your reply.
Sir,
All those who are good. Yes, please.
सर कैन यू रिपीट एकदम शॉर्ट में, क्योंकि सर मेरा नेटवर्क इश्यू की वजह से लीव हो गया था.
रिलेशन क्या
एकदम शॉर्ट में खाली एक बार सर.
तू साथ मेरे म्यूट मत कर.
यस सर.
कोई एक सेट ए ले ले 1 2 and 4. ठीक है.
ओके.
अभी मैंने रिलेशन की डेफिनेशन क्या बताई. रिलेशन इज द सबसेट ऑफ. रिलेशन को हम डिनोट करेंगे आर से. ठीक है. रिलेशन इज सबसेट ऑफ एनी सबसेट ऑफ प्रोडक्ट सेट ऑफ सेट ए. अब सेट ए का प्रोडक्ट सेट कैसे लिखते हैं. ए क्रॉस ए से लिखते हैं. इस ए क्रॉस ए का कोई भी सबसेट ले ले, दैट विल बी नोन एज अ रिलेशन. ठीक है. अब थोड़ा ए क्रॉस ए के बारे में सोचिए. इफ योर ए इज 1 to 4, तो उसके ए क्रॉस है, उसके प्रोडक्ट सेट में 3 3s are 9 एलिमेंट आएंगे. 9 ऑर्डर्ड पेयर्स विल बी देयर. उसमें कौन सी पेयर होगी. जैसे 1 1 भी होगा, 1 2 भी होगा, 1 4 भी होगा, 1 5 भी होगा, 1 5 नहीं होगा, सॉरी 2 1 होगा, 2 2 होगा, 2 4. इज इट? अब उसमें से कोई एक प्रॉपर सबसेट उठा ले. तुझे अगर लगे तो तू ऐसा एक सबसेट उठा रहा है जिसमें 1 1 है, फिर 2 1 है, फिर 4 2 है. Is it? Okay. Now, sure, this is gonna act as a subset of A cross A. इसका सबसेट होगा ये, हाँ या ना?
Yes sir.
I can say this is a relation on set A.
Okay.
A cross A का कोई भी प्रॉपर सबसेट ले ले, उसको बोलेंगे हम relation on set A. Good?
Okay sir.
Getting properly?
Yes sir.
Okay. Then let me move further. किसी और को भी क्वेश्चन है तो बताना. हाँ ठीक. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. Go through this particular. Let me give you 2 3 different examples. R1, A, B, 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 C. This is one of the proper subsets of A cross A. This is also one of the proper subset. R2 is also one of the proper subset of A cross A. But observe this R3. A comma minus A, B comma minus C. You can clearly observe that B comma minus C will not gonna present in A cross A. So this R3 is not gonna act as a relation on set A. ये relation नहीं है. This is not the relation, but both these are gonna act as a relation on set A. Is it? Let me move further. Now, once we are good with the definition of relation, we should move for the different types of the relation. अब रिलेशन के 2-3 अलग-अलग टाइप, 2-3 नहीं 4-5 अलग-अलग टाइप है, जिसमें से फर्स्ट है दैट इज रिफ्लेक्सिव रिलेशन. अब रिफ्लेक्सिव क्या है? When we can say that one of the relation is reflexive. I'm damn sure one of you can define this relation. One of you can
Sorry.
surely define this relation. Yes, please.
If an element relates itself, then it is called reflexive relation.
I think so. I am interacting with Yash
Yes, sir.
as expected. Yes, yes, you are correct. If in the relation I'm having elements like that, A comma A, B comma B, C comma C, that means a element it is related with itself, then such relation will be known as reflexive relation. But that property must satisfy for each and every element of the set. उस सेट में जितने भी एलिमेंट है हर किसी के लिए वो प्रॉपर्टी सेटिस्फाई होनी चाहिए. क्या बोलना चाह रहा हूँ? Let me define that reflexive relation. Yes, a relation R is called reflexive relation on set A if A comma A belongs to R. That means each and every element is related with itself. Then that particular relation is known as a reflexive relation. Set A में जितने भी एलिमेंट है, सपोज सेट A में 2 एलिमेंट है तो दोनों को खुद से रिलेट होना पड़ेगा. If in set A, if we stick with this particular example, suppose if we're discussing about this example, is it? Then we need one of the relation like this where all these 3 elements must have connection, must be connected with itself, B, C, C. Now, this relation is reflexive. This relation is reflexive. It is not like that that relation must not include any other ordered pair. It's totally fine if it's having some other elements like this. We are good. But what is the necessity? If I'm talking about set A, relation on set A, and that set A is having 3 elements, then all that 3 elements must have relation with itself. Observe here. B is having relation with B, A is having relation with A, C is having relation with C. We are not worried about the rest of the element. We are fine with that, whether they are present or not. We are good with that. Is it? Then such relation is known as a reflexive. आपने already ये पढ़ा हुआ है in your 12th. Just go through this example. Go through both these examples. R and R1. R and R1. Go through this R and R1 and let me know समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है. हर कोई बंदा मुझे रिप्लाई करेगा चैट बॉक्स में आफ्टर गोइंग थ्रू दिस. All will reply on the chat box. I said all those who are attending this, I'm having 39 in front of me and I need 39 replies in the chat box. नहीं समझ में आ रहा बताओ, समझ में आ रहा है तो भी बताओ, बात तो करो.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please. Who's that?
Sir, Mohammed here.
Yeah, Mohammed, please बोलना बेटा क्या चाहिए.
Sir, last
नहीं
time R1 A comma A B comma B and B comma C is not reflective.
Is not reflexive because
Yes,
C is not the.
Yes, C and C is not in R1.
Yes. Now for that, what you need to be sure, just observe. We are talking for the relation on set A. Is it? Here we are talking on the. Here we are talking for relation on set A. In our set A, we are having 3 elements A, B, and C. As per the definition, for all element of set A, we must have that relation with itself. Is it? So A is having relation with A, B is having relation with B. Here both these are present, but we are missing that C with C. Is it? If C comma C is not the part of one of the relation, then we cannot say that that relation is reflexive. Then that relation is not reflexive. पूछ मोहम्मद और क्या डाउट है बेटा बोल.
No, sir. Clear.
मुझे लगता है कि कुछ कंफ्यूजन है तेरे दिमाग में. कोई बात नहीं.
Yes,
कोई छोटी
yes,
सी
sir.
बात हो तो भी पूछ सकता है. कोई बात नहीं. डोंट वरी.
Okay, sir.
You may talk. Are you clear with this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, let me move further. चलिए check करते हैं. Check whether the following relation on Z are reflexive or not. Now, think about Z. What is Z? What we mean by Z? Mohammed, तू ही मेरे साथ रहे चल. Z.
Yes, sir.
What we mean
Set.
by Z?
Set of all in,
All integers, is it?
Yeah.
If you try to list it out, and 0, 1, 2, up to infinite on the right hand side, -1, -2,
minus
infinite, is it? So Z is actually infinite set. Now we are talking about the relation on Z. Relation on Z.
Z.
Okay. Now that relation is provided in this way. Two elements, X and Y, is in relation. Here, as per the instruction, it is X is connected. X is in relation with Y. If the absolute value of X minus Y is an even number, is an even number. If this condition satisfies for any two numbers, then we can say that both that numbers X and Y are in relation, is it? For example, if we are picking 1 and 3, if we want to check whether 1 and 3 are in connection or not, whether 1 and 3 are in relation or not, then what we need to check, we just need to identify the absolute value of 1 minus 3. The absolute value of 1 minus 3 will be 2, and yes, 2 is an even number. This is an even number, is it? So we can say, we can conclude from this, yes, 1 is in relation with 3. समझ में आ रहा है मोहम्मद? अनम्यूट ही रहे, मेरे साथ ही रहे.
Yes, sir.
Now, what we are checking right now, we are checking whether this relation is reflexive or not. Whether this relation is reflexive or not. That means what? I need to check for each and every element of Z. That 0 must have relation with 0, 1 must have relation with 1, 2 must be connected with 2, 3 must be connected with 3, and similar way -2 must be in relation with -2, is it? This is what we are supposed to check for each and every element of this Z. For each and every element of this Z. Now this particular Z is set of all integer, it is an infinite set, so we cannot check for each and every one, but surely we may conclude some of the things. Pick any of the, कोई भी एक नंबर पकड़ ले मोहम्मद, इसमें से Z में से कोई भी एक नंबर पकड़ ले.
Sir, 2.
If we are checking whether this relation is reflexive or not, then I need to check 2 is in relation with 2, is it?
Yes.
If 2 is in relation with 2, then we are good. Then we will check for any other number. Then once again we will check for any other number. So 2 are 2. As per the condition, as per the definition, 2 are 2 is that if absolute value of 2 minus 2 is an even number. Now what will be the value of 2 minus 2? It will be 0. And we all know that 0 is an even number, is it? 0 is an even number. Yes or no?
Sir,
Yes.
neither even nor.
Oh, who's that? Who's that?
Sir, yes. I think.
Yes, Gamada is saying 0 is neither even nor odd, is it? Yes.
it is even.
Okay. Let me know how many of you are saying 0 is even, or how many of you are saying 0 is even, how many of you are saying 0 is odd, and how many of you are saying 0 is neither even nor odd. You're supposed to drop your message, you drop your comment on the chat box right now, quickly. Someone, Mohammed is saying it's neutral. Oh God, rest of them, Google it. Madhu ma'am is here. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Yeah, we are good. We all are good. And
How
we
are
are
all
having,
the students here?
No, sir. It happens with prime and non-prime number. Sorry. Yes.
So yes, you want to, वो है क्या लॉजिक क्या है बताएगा मुझे तू यश? How we may check whether one of the number is even or odd? सर ये तो बहुत ही बेसिक बात होगी, ये आप क्या पूछ रहे हो? Is
If
it?
the question given If we
Soon,
divide
soon.
any number by 2 and
Let me make it easy for you. We know that 2 is even, is it?
Yes, sir.
Ayana,
Uh,
let me pick my screen. We know that 2 is even, 4 is even, 6 is even, 8, 10, all these are the even numbers. Q. Because all these are divisible by 2, is it? Is this the logic?
yes, sir.
We all know that all such numbers, those are divisible by 2, are known as even number, is it? 1, 3, 5, 7, all these are the odd numbers. But the actual definition of even and odd number, how one can determine whether one of the number is even or odd, वो 2 से divisible वाला लॉजिक नहीं है. वो लॉजिक कुछ अलग है. अगर तू ठीक से गूगल पर कर पाया होगा तो तुझे पता चलेगा. To determine whether one of the number is even or odd, we need to represent that particular number in the power of -1. In the power of -1. Suppose you want to determine whether 2 is even or odd, then you need to represent that 2 as a power of -1. Now we all know that when we are creating a power of -1, then the answer will be there will be only 2 possibilities for the answer. Either we will have +1 or -1, is it? If our answer is +1, then this particular number, which is right there in the power of -1, let me represent that as a one of the variable. Suppose I'm determining whether this particular m is even or odd, then I need to represent that m in the power of -1. If my answer is +1, then we may conclude m is even. And if my answer of this particular is -1, then we may conclude m is odd. This is the actual definition of even and odd number. Okay. Now with this particular logic, let's check, let's verify. We all know that 2 is even, is it? I'm representing that particular 2 as a power of -1. That -1 to the power 2 will gives us +1. That's the reason 2 is even. -1 raised to power 3, it will lead to -1. That's the reason that 3 is odd. With the similar logic, if you're going to represent -0 as a power of -1, and we all know that anything raised to 0 is always +1. So with this particular logic, 0 is even number. Are we good with this?
Yes, sir.
Are we good with this?
Yes, sir.
How many of you are getting this? कुछ बात भी कर लिया करो भाई. क्या पता कल कोरोना आ जाए, मैं रहूं ना रहूं, 5th सेम में मिले ना मिले. हाँ अब ठीक है. Good. So let's stick with our logic. We were checking this particular. Wait. Madhu ma'am, are you there? Hello, ma'am, are you there? Ma'am. छोटू भाई मैम छे कि नहीं?
सर वो चलेगा.
ठीक है, चलो बच गए. Okay, so we were discussing whether this particular relation is reflexive or not. So I was interacting with Mohammed. Yes, Mohammed. So we need to check for each and every element of this particular set Z. So first of all, you had picked 2, and we need to verify whether 2 is in relation with 2. Yes, and we are checking that 2 is in relation with 2. Then I need to identify the absolute value of 2 minus 2, and that absolute value is 0. So 0 is an even number. So we can conclude that yes, 2 is in relation with 2. Now with the similar logic, if you pick any of the number from Z, if you're going to pick -10, it is a member of Z. -10 minus -10, if you identify the absolute value of this, then surely it will be 0. And we know that 0 is an even number. That means we can conclude that -10 is in relation with -10. Is it? Similarly, if you're going to pick 15, 15 is in relation with 15, because 15 minus 15 is 0. 0 is an even number. So yes, all the element of this particular set is satisfying this condition. So you may conclude for all x belongs to Z, x are x. X is in relation with x, and as per the definition of reflexive relation, we may conclude this first relation is reflexive. This is reflexive relation. Let me show you the solution. Go through this for any integer. A minus A will be 0 and 0 is an even number. So all the element of set Z is having relation with itself, and that is the reason such relation R is reflexive in this case. Okay, let me give you one more. Try one more. Now, when I'm giving the relation in this way, observe the notation. I'm providing information like that. X or Y if X and Y is greater than or equal to 0. What does it mean? I mean to say that X is in relation with R. X is in relation with Y, with Y, if X into Y is greater than or equal to 0. So this is what you are supposed to interpret from this line. Now we need to check whether 1 is in relation with 1, whether 2 is in relation with 2, whether 3 is in relation with 3, whether 4 is in relation with 4, whether 0 is in relation with 0, whether minus 10 is in relation with minus 10 or not. So we are supposed to check for each and every element of Z. Now I'm waiting for your reply whether this particular relation is going to act as a reflexive relation or not. I'm waiting for your reply. How many of you are saying it's reflexive? It's going to act as a reflexive. How many of you are saying? कोई है जो बोल रहा है कि ये रिफ्लेक्सिव नहीं होगा? Good. So let me show you. That surely it's going to act as a reflexive relation. One more. Try this. You can say two elements are in relation if product of both is less than 0. And we are talking about a set is Z. Is it? For all this relation, set is Z. And we are checking on Z. Whether this particular relation R on set Z is reflexive or not. चलिए कौन बताएगा? No sir. The first reply is no sir. Smriti, can you unmute yourself? Smriti, it's quite long.
Yes, sir.
Talking to you. Why this? As you say that this relation is not gonna act as a reflexive relation. Why? May I know the reason? Can you give me one of the counter example? Yes, please.
So क्योंकि like अगर हम 1 into 1 करते हैं तो वो greater than 0 हो जाएगा and
ये
again
नहीं मिल रहा, is it?
हाँ
One is not having relation with one. One is not connected with one. Is it? Even
Yes.
2 is not connected with 2. Why 2 is not connected with 2? Because if you look 2 into 2, then it is not less than 0. ये गलत है. This is
Yes,
wrong. Is it?
yes
So
sir
2 is not in relation with 2. 1 is not in relation with 1. 4 is not in relation with 4. Is it?
yes
So
sir
we are just in need of a single evidence while we are going to deny that, is it? So
Yes,
yes, it's enough. It's enough. This relation is not going to act as a reflexive. Observe this. This is not reflexive on Z. Good. Let me take you further. Now, the symmetric relation. The second definition, that is symmetric. Okay. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? Stay here. Just go through the definition of symmetric relation I'm giving you. Yes, am I audible now? Once again, am I properly audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next definition is symmetric relation. Now, when we can say that one of the relation is symmetric, if I'm having, let me define it in the simpler word. If we are having a relation with A and B, if A is in relation with B, then B must have the relation with A. अगर A का B के साथ रिलेशन है तो B का A के साथ रिलेशन होना चाहिए. Then that particular relation will be known as symmetric relation. Is it? In the earlier case, we were looking for the relation with itself for each and every element of set A. Now we are looking on one of the condition. If A is connected with B, if A is in relation with B, then B must have relation with A. If B is in relation with C, then C must have relation with B. Is it? अगर कोई relation ऐसा मिल रहा है आपको, if you are having some of the relation like this, where A is having relation with B, but B comma A is also there. Now observe this. B comma C is there, but C comma B is missing in this relation. Then this relation is not going to act as a symmetric relation. So if we go through the definition, our relation R is called symmetric relation on set A. If ये बहुत बड़ी condition है, देखिए. We are not supposed to check each and every element. We will be just interested in the opposite pair. If A comma B is there, then we will be looking for B comma A. अगर A comma B नहीं है, तो then we will be not inquire for B comma A. Take care for that. So if A comma B is there in the R, then B comma A must be there. Then and then we can say that such relation is symmetric. अगर नहीं है ऐसा, तो symmetric नहीं है. देखिए यहाँ पे. I'm talking about one of the set A जिसमें 3 एलिमेंट है, उसका कोई एक रिलेशन मैंने लेके रखा है. यहाँ पे देखिए, this is R, which is surely the relation on set A. Now A comma B is the part of R, then we must have B comma A over here. This is present. Now think about the opposite of this. C comma C का reverse लेके सोचिए क्या होगा. That is once again C comma C. So here this relation is symmetric, but can we say that this relation is reflexive? क्या ये reflexive है कि नहीं है? Is it reflexive or not?
No, sir.
It is not reflexive because we are talking on set A. So reflexive के लिए हर एक एलिमेंट की बात होती है सेट A में. रिफ्लेक्सिव रिलेशन जब हम चेक करें तो सेट ए, कौन से सेट के ऊपर बात हो रही है? सेट ए के ऊपर बात हो रही है. उसके जितने भी एलिमेंट है हर एक का मिरर इमेज होना चाहिए. बट व्हेन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द सिमेट्रिसिटी, सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन, the if condition is that if A comma B is there, then B comma A must be there. If A comma C is there, then C comma A must be there. Is it? So this is symmetric but not reflexive. Now think on the second set, the second relation R2. A comma B is there, B comma is there. So इन दोनों का opposite है. But here B is in relation with C, but C is not in relation with B क्योंकि C comma B इसमें नहीं है. If I'm gonna add C comma B over there in R1, अगर मैं R1 को इस तरीके से, so let me define one more relation R2. Suppose define R2 as A comma B, B comma A, then after BB, then after AA, then after AC and CA. Now R2, is it reflexive? क्या ये reflexive है? क्या ये symmetric है? चलिए बताइए. Whether R2 is reflexive or not, whether R2 is symmetric or not. What will be your comment? And I'm talking on set A. Set A is having only 3 elements, A, B, and C. Tell me. Waiting for your reply. Whether this relation R2 is reflexive or not. The first question is reflexive or not. When you are checking reflexive, you need to check for each and every element of A. This A must be connected with itself. Yes, it is there. This B must have connection with itself. Yes, it is there. And this C must have the connection with itself. No, we are not having CC, is it? I had not provided CC, so it is not reflexive. Now, to check symmetricity, we need to check each and every pair. A comma B is there, then B comma A must be there. Yes, it is. Now we are on here. B comma A is there, then A comma B is there. B comma B. The reverse of this is B comma B. Yes, it is there. A comma A का reverse वही होगा. A comma A, it is there. A comma C. Then C comma A must be there. Yes, it is. And C comma A, then A comma C is there. Yes, it is there. So it is symmetric but not reflexive. And if I'm gonna add C comma C over there, अगर मैं यहाँ पे एक और add कर दूँ इसमें member, which is C comma C, then this relation will act as a reflexive also. Then this relation is also reflexive as well as symmetric. So are we clear on this reflexive as well as symmetric? Let me know. जल्दी से बताइए चैट बॉक्स में हाँ या ना, समझ में आ रहा है रिफ्लेक्सिव सिमेट्रिक दोनों? कोई डाउट है तो भी बताइए जल्दी से. All these things are quite kind of revision for you guys. Is it? Good. Very good. Then let me define anti-symmetric relation. अब ये नहीं पढ़ा आपने रिफ्लेक्सिव पढ़ा हुआ है, आपने सिमेट्रिक पढ़ा हुआ है, बट यू हैव नॉट लर्न एंटी-सिमेट्रिक रिलेशन. ये नहीं पढ़ा हुआ, ठीक है? So let me give you the definition of anti-symmetric. A relation R is called anti-symmetric relation on set A if for AB belongs to set A is not equals to B. We are in need of two different elements from set A, and there is absence of the reverse element of that particular. Then such relation is known as anti-symmetric relation. Look, here we are not talking about A comma A. We are not talking about B comma B. But if A comma B is there, then B comma A must not be the part of that relation, and such relation is known as anti-symmetric relation. Let me give you example. So suppose that in set A we are having three elements A, B, and C, and this is the relation R. In that relation, the three ordered pair are there: A, B, A, C, and B. Is it? Now think on the first. A comma B is there. Do we have B comma A over here? No. A comma C is there. Do we have C comma A over there? No. B comma B is there. We are not interested to check this. Observe, this is the condition. We are not checking for the reflexivity, is it? So कोई भी reflexive वाला element वहाँ पे है, उसको हम उसकी carry नहीं करेंगे. But if A comma B is there, तो B comma A नहीं होना चाहिए. A comma C is there, तो C comma A नहीं होना चाहिए. Then such relation is known as a anti-symmetric on set A. Let me give you one more. Think about R1. Let me erase this. Think about R1. On the set A, if my set A is having three elements A, B, and C, observe this. A comma B is there, but its reverse pair, that is B comma A, is also there. बात खत्म, यहीं पे खत्म हो गई बात. This relation is not anti-symmetric. ये anti-symmetric नहीं. So एक जो आपके दिमाग में शायद कुछ ऐसी definition हो सकती है कि कोई relation symmetric नहीं है. If the relation is not symmetric, it means it is. If relation is not symmetric, it means it is anti-symmetric. It is wrong. ऐसा नहीं है, ठीक है? कोई relation अगर symmetric नहीं है तो वो anti-symmetric होगा नहीं होगा वो हमको चेक करना है. It is not true. नॉट सिमेट्रिक का मतलब एंटी सिमेट्रिक नहीं होता है, ठीक है? एंटी सिमेट्रिक की डेफिनेशन कुछ अलग है. वी आर हैविंग अ सेपरेट डेफिनेशन फॉर द एंटी सिमेट्रिक. सो डोंट थिंक लाइक दैट. इफ रिलेशन इज नॉट सिमेट्रिक देन इट इज एंटी सिमेट्रिक. दिस इंफॉर्मेशन इज टोटली रॉन्ग. यू शुड नॉट take this definition that way. For the anti-symmetricity, the definition is like that, like this, is it? And this is one of the example. A comma B is there, B comma A is there, so it is not anti-symmetric relation because both these are present. Are we clear on this? Are we clear on this? Waiting for a reply on the chat box. All those who are attending this is something new, so you should acknowledge. Good. Now it's your turn. And in one of the part, I'm going to discuss about the symmetric relation. In other part, I'm going to discuss about the antisymmetric relation. Let me divide the screen in two parts. Is that first, you need to check whether this particular relation is symmetric or not. The similar example, x minus y is an even number, absolute value of x minus y is an even number, then we can say that x and y both are in relation. What do you think? Such kind of relation is going to act as a symmetric relation or not? On the set z, where z is the set of all integers. I'm waiting. You may take 1 or 2 minutes. You have to verify with one or two different elements. Take one of the positive integer, take one of the negative integer, take 0 even, and verify this whether you're able to find this or not. I'm waiting for a reply on the chat box for the first question. How many of you are saying it is symmetric? How many of you are saying it is not symmetric? फिर से एक बार बता दूं, सिमेट्रिक नहीं है तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि वो एंटी सिमेट्रिक है, ठीक है? वो दोनों अलग से चेक करना होता है. You may take your time, but you need to acknowledge, you need to reply. Rishabh is saying it is symmetric, sir. I'm waiting for the replies. Give me 1 minute. So it is symmetric, is it? Here's the solution. Go through this once. Let me know how many of you are good with this. Go through this entire slide and let me know कितनों को समझ में आ रहा है. Okay. I'm muting myself for 1 minute, just 1 minute, okay? How many of you are getting this? How many of you are getting that? The first example, it is symmetric relation, because when we think about if there is two numbers, if there are two numbers whose subtraction, absolute value of its subtraction is even number, then if you reverse the order, then it will be same, because we are talking about the absolute value, is it now? So when we are checking about symmetricity, the definition comes with if. If 1 is relation with 3, then surely 3 will be in relation with 1. If 1 is relation with 5, then surely 5 will be relation with 1. Is it? Because 1 minus 5 is 4. 4 is a number. Then if you reverse the order, 5 minus 1, then it is once again 4. It is also in reverse number, is it? The first example, the first one, is symmetric. It is a symmetric relation. Now, think on the second. The same, once again the same. Okay, wait, what's wrong with this pen? What's wrong with this pen? If we think about the second one, if x is greater than or equals to y, then I can say that it is symmetric. Both these are in relation. Then I can say that x is in relation with phi if x is greater than or equals to y. अब ये symmetric नहीं हो सकता, क्यों? Because if 3 is in relation with 1, yes, we according to this particular 3 is in relation with 1 because 3 is greater than or equals to 1. But if 3 is greater than or equals to 1, तो 1 is greater than or equals to 3 अगर ऐसे लिखेंगे तो ये तो गलत है, is it? So surely 1 का 3 के साथ relation नहीं होगा, जबकि 3 का 1 के साथ relation है. So it is not possible under this particular relation to get the opposite pair. So this relation is not going to act as a symmetric relation. ये symmetric नहीं है. This is symmetric. Now, when we talk about the anti-symmetricity on the same example, then the first will stand. ये वाला जो relation है वो anti-symmetric नहीं है, जबकि दूसरा relation है वो anti-symmetric है. Can one of you explain this anti-symmetricity examples? Can you explain this? Are you getting this or not? How many of you are
Yes,
getting
sir.
this?
Yes, sir.
How many of you are getting this? All those who are getting this are supposed to reply on the chat box, please. जिन लोगों को ये समझ में आ रहा है उसको रिप्लाई करना है चैट बॉक्स में, प्लीज. ज्यादा हो रहा है, हेवी हो रहा है तो बोलना, प्लीज प्लीज लेट मी नो. You guys are comfortable now?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, I have a doubt in the first example, sir.
Okay.
Symmetric one, sir. Sir, what if we
Symmetric.
take 7 and 4?
7 and 4. In the first case, dear?
Yes,
In
sir.
which example? In the symmetricity or in the anti-symmetricity?
Symmetric one.
You are talking on this relation?
Yes, sir.
Is it? Let me pick my screen. Be with me. As per the definition of that relation, I just said x is in relation with y if absolute value of x minus y is even number. Is it? That was the definition of that relation. Is it? Now you want to pick. You want to pick which numbers you want to pick? 7,
7,4.
7,4. Is it? Now, first of all, identify whether 7,4 is possible or not. Is it possible?
No, it's not given. Not even number, sir.
7,4 will belongs to R or not? First of all, let me know. 7,4 है वो R में होगा कि नहीं होगा? It will be not present over there. तो यही मैं बोल रहा हूँ मोहम्मद, देख वो जो बोला ना कि इफ वाली कंडीशन है एक बहुत बड़ी. इफ जो है ना वो क्या कह रहा है? इफ 7,4 इज इन R, then 4,7 must be in R. पर अगर 7,4 R में है ही नहीं ना, if it is not present, then we should not think for the 4,7. Is it? 7,4 does not belongs to R, क्योंकि अगर इन दोनों का तू subtraction करेगा 7 minus 4, it is 3, which is not an even number. Is it? तो 7,4 R में ही नहीं है, तू R में है ऐसे एक पेयर फाइंड कर. Can we take 1,3? Yes, 1,3 belongs to R. Why? Why? Because absolute value of 1 minus 3 is even number. If 1,3 is in R, as per the definition, if 1,3 is in R, then 3,1 must be there. Then 3,1 must be there, is it? So, pick your example like that. You are talking about, sir, 7,4 and 4,7 is not the member of R. So how can we say that this is symmetric? But as 7,4 is not in the R, we will not interested to identify 4,7. We are interested to identify the opposite pair for all those who are present in R only. Getting me?
Yes, sir.
Mohammed, it is not compulsory that you need to say, yes, sir, I'm getting that. If you're not getting, then please bluntly say, sir, I'm not getting.
Yes, sir. Getting.
Surely.
No, sir.
Any
Getting.
other doubt from your side? Any other doubt from any other?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, good. Are you good with that antisymmetric examples? These antisymmetricity examples?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. Okay, thank you. Listen, guys, it's already 3:15, and as I'm not delivering the lab session, so I know that it's stuff for you guys to be with some of the topic more than 1 hour. So it's really tough for you guys, I know. And right now we are dealing in the online session, तो वो तो ज़्यादा tough होगा. So ठीक है, यहाँ तक discussion रखते हैं, ठीक है? I will request all of you to complete the assignment of first unit, which is logic and predicate. वो खत्म करके इस वाले week में submit कर देना है Google Classroom में, ठीक है? Are you agree on that? If you guys are agree on that, then surely we're gonna end this session. अगर agree नहीं कर रहे हो तो चलिए जाते हैं वो वाला session assignment complete करते हैं पहले. If you agree, then I can end this session. Promise कर रहे हो? खत्म करेंगे वो आज ये वाले वीक में, श्योर? ठीक है, good. Okay, now drop your enrollment number for the attendance purpose quickly. Drop your enrollment number for the attendance purpose, then you may leave the meet. We will continue from this antisymmetricity in the very next session. After giving your attendance, you may leave the station. The day is over for you guys. Let me stop the recording over here.